Okay, so imagine this, trying to build a bridge for food that literally spans an entire ocean. It sounds pretty wild, right? Well, that's the ambitious goal of a company called Manilgan Agro. Today, we're going to break down their plan to connect two continents with one single seamless supply chain.
And this quote, it tells you everything you need to know. This isn't just about spreadsheets and profit margins. For them, it's a national mission. The idea is to take the incredible agricultural power of Argentina and funnel it directly to Turkey. That one single idea is what drives every decision they make.
I mean, let's be real, this is a huge, huge challenge. You're talking about thousands of miles of open water, markets that can swing wildly, and logistics that are just incredibly complex. So, what's the playbook? How do you even begin to make a vision like that a reality? Well, their answer is what they call a strategic food bridge, and the whole thing is built on one core principle: total control. They've designed a system that they manage from the very beginning, from the farm in South America straight through to the final product arriving in Turkey. So, where does this whole thing kick off? It starts right at the source, of course. We begin our journey in the incredibly fertile fields of Argentina, which, is one of the world's great breadbaskets. And here's the first and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle. They aren't just hoping on the open market to buy grain. Nope. They grow it themselves. They store it in their own silos. That right there, that changes everything. It means their supply is guaranteed. And it protects them from those crazy price swings you see in the global market. Yeah, and this slide really lays out the difference perfectly, doesn't it? The standard model is reactive. You buy what you can get at whatever the market says the price is that day. Manhagan's model, though, is completely proactive. By owning that very first step, they've basically swapped market chaos for total predictability. They control their own destiny. Okay, so they've got their raw materials totally secured. What's next? Well, now the product starts its transformation and its very long journey across the Atlantic. But hold on, before a single thing gets loaded onto a ship, they add value right there in Argentina. That grain they grew, it's used to feed livestock in their own modern open-air facilities, all of it happening under expert veterinary supervision. This way, they ensure a top-quality protein source from the very start. So here it is, the whole playbook, laid out in 4 steps. You start to see the pattern, right? At every single stage, from the farm to the feedlot to the ships, and finally to the processing plant, they are in the driver's seat. It's a perfect closed loop. And this brings us to what they consider the absolute linchpin of the whole system: logistics. You see, for most companies, shipping is just a service you hire out. But for Mannigan Agro, owning their own fleet is the bridge. It's the physical, steel connection that makes this entire transcontinental operation even possible.
And you really get a sense of how these see things with this quote. To them, the ships aren't just moving cargo. They're symbols of a secure food line, a tangible link that serves a strategic national purpose. It really elevates logistics from just a task to something closer to a patriotic mission.
All right, so after its long journey across the ocean, the cargo finally arrives in Turkey. This is the final stop on the physical journey, where everything gets processed to meet the specific tastes and, more importantly, the standards of the local market. Here, on Turkish soil, the focus shifts completely to quality control and local compliance. Everything is processed in state-of-the-art facilities. They make sure it meets the strict Turkish food codex, that it adheres to halal standards, and the final step is hygienic packaging designed to lock in all that freshness they've protected from the very beginning. So let's zoom out. When you put all these pieces together, from the Argentinian farms all the way to the Turkish factories, you get a true integrated powerhouse. So let's talk for a second about why this model really matters. And if there's one thing you take away from all this, it's this phrase right here. The entire system is built on that one idea: total control. By managing every single link in the chain, Manilgan Agro has effectively created a secure pipeline that runs directly from the soil in Argentina to the dinner table in Turkey. And this really is how the company sees itself. This isn't just another business for them. It's what they call a national project. The whole model is designed to connect Argentina's production power directly to Turkey's food needs, which, in their view, makes it a strategic asset for the whole country. Which, of course, leaves us with a big final question. In a world with fragile supply chains and all sorts of geopolitical uncertainty, could this kind of vertically integrated cross-continental model be the future for how nations ensure food security? It's a really powerful solution, and it definitely makes you wonder what other bridges like this we might see in the years to come.